Sure.
While you're doing that, James, why don't you tell us about the Breya Cube?
Sure. So the Breya Cube is inspired by my favorite card in Magic, which is Breya Ethereum Shaper. It's a little bit of a long story as to why, but in terms of what the cube is trying to do, it is essentially trying to create a high density of overlapping effects, specifically around artifacts, enchantments, sacrifice, and self-discard for value, so things like Madness. And I'm really whenever I'm evaluating cards, I'm looking for cards that kind of do more than one of these pillars, as I call them. So, for example,
Name a card. Name a card.
Voldaren Epicure.
Okay.
Just the fact that it
the
makes
blood token maker.
Yeah.
Blood
The fact that it makes a blood token means it makes an artifact, it discards a card, it sacrifices a permanent, which has the opportunity for it to go into a lot of different decks, and have different drafters will want it for different reasons. And I think that adds a fun little bit of complexity to both the draft and then hopefully for the kinds of interactions that you'll find in the gameplay.
So all the stuff that green doesn't do, basically.
Yeah, all the stuff that green doesn't do. There is a little bit of ramp in the cube, in the colorless section, and then hopefully there's subsequent payoffs for your efforts. So Anthony will be demonstrating that hopefully today. Hopefully.
All right, well, speaking of payoffs, let's switch over to Anthony here. And Anthony, you can give us a rundown of those payoffs while I adjust the brightness here a little bit. But go ahead and just talk us through what your deck is trying to do.
Great question. So I'm over here drafting Esper, pretty heavy blue, but I'm trying to do some dirtily nerdy artifact stuff. I've got Sai and Emery, which are two really fun kind of artifact payoffs and a bunch of little things that dirtle along with them. We also have Monastery Mentor, which hopefully will get the Sensei's Dividing Top with Trinket Mage and loop that a bunch. And then maybe we just get lucky and play KCI and Rampant Ugin the Spirit Dragon. I don't know. I'm here for a good time.
All right. And what do you want to call your deck? I need a deck name for the stream.
Krark-Clan Uginworks.
All right, you'll love to see it.
I like it.
I'll get that entered. And James, while I'm doing that, why don't you walk through what your deck's trying to do?
Sure. So I'm playing a Orzhov Enchantments deck, Splashing Zur. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to leverage a little bit of the enchantment synergies with Ephemia the Cacophony, as well as Archon of Sun's Grace, to try and push advantage for having a multitude of enchantments, in my deck. And then I'm also kind of using Zur as a toolbox creature, so I can go get a removal spell with where are you? Deadweight or Elspeth's Nightmare, as well as getting threats with Ephemia the Cacophony or Bitter Blossom. And hopefully I'm going to try and do kind of a tempo, aggro game plan, but hopefully the synergies will let me play into the mid game.
You got Touch of Spirit Realm there as a removable you can tutor Reserve as well, right?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so really hoping to leverage that to kind of do exactly what I need as the situation demands it.
All right, give me a deck name. I'm going to need
Orzhov.
it. Okay.
You have to type whatever we tell you. That's the rule.
That's what I said.
All right, there it is. James on Wet Orzhov. You got it. Hey, look, the deck names appeared. Everything's going great. All right, you two can shuffle up, and I guess we'll start playing some Magic. What is the long story of how Breya came to be your favorite card in Magic, James?
I always imagine you just looked at it and you're like, that's my favorite Magic card.
That's not too far from the truth.
but it took a long time.
Yeah, so I, in college I was playing a lot of Commander with some friends, and we, it was at that stage, and I think a lot of people's Magic journey where they immediately identify that ramp is pretty powerful, having a lot of lands,
in Commander.
having a lot of lands, having a lot of mana is super powerful. So it just kind of was. We were all playing battle cruiser formats, Rampant Growth, into Kodama's Reach, into Explore, into, Entwine, Tooth
Classic
and Nail.
Stuff.
Cool.
I got really sick of that, and then I had 10 decks or something, and I sold them all the same year that Breya came out, and the fact that it had no green was really appealing to me. So I created that deck. I had that deck for a while, and I just kind of became known as the Breya guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to choose whether you're leaning into it or not. So.
And you chose to lean in.
Yeah.
Wow. And here you are with a whole cube dedicated to it.
Green. I think you hate Commander. That's my takeaway from that story.
Let's leave some things unsaid that may be true, but.
Hey, Dinrovahar, welcome. Did you guys decide who goes first yet?
You know
We
what? I
have
don't
not.
know.
Evens or odds?
I can go
Anthony, you
first.
call it.
Evens.
Thank goodness.
It is odds. James gets to go first.
Wow, rude.
Hey, Opie Go Hard, welcome to the stream. Thank you for listening to the show forever. Hope you enjoy us actually playing Magic. Could be fun.
Yeah. Now we get to.
That could mean so many things. Are you good to go?
Are you cheating on the stream? You need me to cut that?
Or point me to the DCI.
Okay, I will.
All right.
I will. DCI is standing right behind you.
Oh, no. They are the green screen.
All right, and I also get to shame myself by not actually. I need
that
to
up there
adjust to
with
the
you.
Sure,
card
sure.
thickness.
I know it's annoying, but
Yeah, so we were talking about this last week on the stream. I'm apparently a completely left-handed Magic player. The only thing I do with my right hand, I mean, check me, but it's just hold my cards.
just adjusting the camera a little bit.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I did a whole poll about this, and I think that the Opie, we actually got into a big thing on the Discord today about soldiers versus zombies, and Anthony is still not on Zephyr Sentinel.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's complicated.
I'm not close.
Zombies have more of like a recognizable tribe. You guys can play Magic while I talk to Opie over here.
Will you keep your hand?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. I'll keep this
Do
as well.
we reveal to the...
Oh yeah. We
Yeah,
should
let's
probably
do that. Let's show chat what your opening hands are at least,
So,
and then talk cryptically
Don't
about
work.
them.
I'm going first?
Yeah.
Okay, that might be a problem. But I've got
I'd
things
love
that
to
I
hear
can
that.
play. I feel like I've got things that I can play. Hoping to find something with this. I think this will hopefully, provide both pressure and kind of try and make Anthony's plays a little difficult to line up with what I'm trying to do. And then this will hopefully also just let me keep going late into the mid game. There's a little bit of synergy here, so that's what I'm going to try to do.
I'm gonna try and cast these cards eventually. It's gonna be great.
I'm going to use these
love
cards.
that.
I'm going to tap them to cast these cards. This is my plan.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Are you ready?
Take it away.
All right, I'm going to play a Godless Shrine that you passed me in the draft.
I really wish I'd taken that
ahead.
Godless Shrine. I ended up heavier blue than I was at
Mm-hmm.
that point, so I think it turned out to be fine. Pass the turn.
All right, strong first place from both of us.
Yes.
So we'll draw for my turn.
But
There
that
we
was a
go.
mistake.
They can't see our hands when we draw.
Nope.
Okay, cool.
It's as if we're just, spectating a real match,
Just gonna,
except we don't have, card callers like they have at the Pro Tour.
All right,
Not yet, at least.
I'm going to go
Swamp.
for the upside. I'm going to play this Ingenious Smith.
Tell me
I'm
about
gonna
that guy.
What's that?
Tell me about that guy.
I think I look at the top 4 cards of my library. I can reveal an artifact and put that into my hand.
Okay,
And then once per turn, if an artifact would enter the battlefield under my control, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So a little bit of card advantage becomes a pretty scary threat.
Card is good.
Yeah.
Card is good.
There's a monster.
People still
trying to
play it
break into
in
the studio.
People still play it in Modern and
Unfortunately,
Hammer.
you have to hit an artifact.
Fail to find.
I'm going to fail to find.
Wow. Okay.
Big yikes, chat.
It's fine. It's
You
fine.
love to see it.
All how we planned.
Gonna text Hillary
Pass
to
this-
come and get the dog who is pawing at the door of the podcast
Poor
studio
Sadie.
A little bit of dog ASMR.
/ streaming studio. Someday we'll mic Sadie up.
Man, it'd be so cool if I had looked over at your hand. I'm just gonna play an island in Sego.
Oh.
Really trying to get in.
Oh, yeah.
All right, draw for turn.
Hillary is in the chat, and she is coming to get Sadie. Don't worry.
You just need to install a camera on the door, and then just put a little inset of just the wildlife cam.
You have 2 cards.
I have two.
I'm sorry. You
I have 2 cards plus another 5 cards in my hand. I have 2 cards in play that are 2 islands.
That's a problem.
That's it. Any
All
more
right.
questions?
None. I'm going to play this Transmogran's Crown.
Oh, okay.
So that's a new card
Brand new
from
Skullclamp.
Brothers War. I'm going to go ahead and equip it to my Ingenious Smith. It's also
Sure.
going to get a trigger, so I'm going to go ahead and put a counter on here.
Yeah.
So now it is a 4/2. Whenever it dies, I draw a card, and I'll go to combat.
Yuck.
All right, I'm going to attack for 4.
This is
Take
whiffing on the
4.
Ingenious Smith.
Yes.
All right, you're down to 16.
I don't like that.
I'm going to pass the turn after that. I desperately wanted to dab, and I was going to hit 15 things.
Yeah,
when I
there's
did that.
it's a tight little studio. You were going to knock over green screens, break cameras, hit microphones. Yeah.
How do I beat that thing you just did?
Exile it. It's a death trigger, right, to draw the
It
card?
is a
So
death trigger,
I'm
yes.
gonna play Caves
bounce it,
of
Anthony.
Coilos.
Well, don't bounce it, actually. It's got an ETB. You got to exile it.
Yeah. Or I can just die.
Ignore it?
I can just lose.
Oh, okay.
Is that okay with you? I will play Psy Master
All
Thopterist.
right, that's a problem.
And I'll say go.
All right. Untap for the turn. Draw. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and these decks that James and Anthony are playing were drafted from a full pod. We drafted digitally again like we did last week, and then James was kind enough to...
No,
you
can
don't.
use the colorless.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Unless you want to. You want to lose life? You want to use white mana?
I'm used to playing just with the Horizon lands. Sorry.
Yeah.
Takes 3 people to play a game of Magic correctly.
Okay.
And a whole chat. Don't forget
And
them.
the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to play this Walking Ballista on 1 counter that will also trigger my Ingenious Smith.
Okay.
And then I will follow that up by Fateful Absencing your Sai, giving you a clue token, which I had somewhere over here.
Does that destroy or exiles?
It destroys, I believe.
See it from here.
These are your tokens,
right.
I guess?
These are my tokens.
Those are your tokens?
Yeah. So you can try and figure out where he went. I'll give you a little clue.
Thank you. Where he went.
Yeah.
To the graveyard. I can see him from here.
Allison, to be honest, I thought James was going to choose a name like, Zur Toolbox, but he just went Wet Orzhov, so...
Great.
I will go to combat.
Yeah, I'll take.
I'll attack for 5.
Cool 5.
All right, down to 11, Anthony.
And then I'll pass to you.
All right, I'll untap. I will draw a card.
Yeah, Faithful Apple's looking really good. You know what else would look really good right here? Soul Partition.
Yeah.
If that had been Soul Partitioned, just as bad, if not worse.
Interesting. So what do I do now about all of that that's happening?
I'll remind you, you have a clue you can crack.
I can crack the clue. Thank you. Let's actually, instead of that, I'm at 11.
You're at 11.
Play an island.
If it's helpful, y'all can also like track your own life totals in a place where you can see it.
Next. I'm going to crack the clue.
But I'm going to give that job to you because I am
And then
managing a lot of buttons over here.
Cast Phyrexian Revoker.
Now, is that an enter the battlefield trigger?
It is not a trigger. I choose as it enters the battlefield, correct?
I've got nothing then.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, great. I will name Walking Ballista.
Makes sense.
And pass the turn.
All right, draw for turn. My hand is really lined up well, which I appreciate.
Flex on him.
Yeah.
Flex on him, James.
I'm going to play this Morbid Opportunist.
That card seems really good.
Yeah, whenever another creature dies, I draw a card, but this ability only triggers once per turn, and then I'm going to deadweight your Revoker.
Oh, I hate that.
This triggers the Opportunist, so I'll draw a card, and then I'll go to combat. I'm going to attack for 6.
Does this... No, sorry, that's only when a artifact enters.
Correct.
It gets okay, cool. I will take 6, go to 5.
You're at 5.
And then I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Opie, yeah, I think Misery Shadow is like one of the best black aggressive creatures we've gotten in a very long time. And it's super clean. So by all means, make it happen. I think it's a very viable deck. A big reason I cut it is just my play group didn't want to draft it. So
Is that the...
doesn't matter how viable it is if they don't want to draft it.
Brothers War?
Yeah, the pump one. Yeah, 1 and a black for the 2/2 exiles all creatures that would hit your opponent's graveyard, and you can just pump it for 1.
I do like that card.
It's really good.
All right, so the question is there literally anything that I can do from this point? This hand lines up a little bit awkwardly. I could just play KCI. Would that be cool?
I was just gonna say you could play your deck's. He could play your deck's namesake. Maybe that would do nothing.
Yeah, I guess I'll just play this Scrap Trawler.
Yep.
And then actually what I will do is I will play Emery, Lurker of the Lock.
Okay.
Costs 1 less because of my Scrap Trawler. Enters the battlefield. I will mill 4.
I'll allow it.
Trinket Mage, Pentad Prism, Hallowed Fountain, and Urza. And pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap.
Would you like to give me 2 turns to cast Pentad Prism from my... Actually, Pentad Prism... Yeah, that still works. With
You can still
Emery.
cast it,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. All right, I'll draw for my turn. That's intriguing. All right.
James on a pure aggro strategy this particular game.
Yeah.
Just threats and removal, curving out.
Man, I was just thinking I'm going to have such a good sideboard plan. And guess what? I don't. I was wrong.
I don't know what to do. I guess none of it's really bad.
It's all good.
Thank you for this clue, though. That was fun to have a game action I could take. That was great.
See, if that had been a soul partition, you wouldn't have been able to take a game action until this turn.
That's true.
Just saying, soul partition looking
Soul
pretty OP.
I'm gonna kick this Blood Chief's Thirst, targeting your that card.
Strap crawler?
Little Borborigmo situation.
Right. That will trigger my
Borborigmo
Morbid
does.
Opportunist. I'll draw for a
It's also
card.
going to trigger Scrap Trawler, and I will get a Phyrexian Revoker back.
That makes sense. Go to combat?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm attacking with these.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to ask my life total before you finish declaring attackers?
It's
Yeah,
5.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I will block here.
Okay. Good.
Take 2.
Take 2.
Go to 3.
Go to 3.
Thank you. I'll pass the turn.
Great.
I do think we should actually probably have life totals on the table, too.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anthony's going, Tentacle Monster wants to know, James, how you chose the basics for your cube.
So I have a dream of getting like the Magic Pro Store Alara ones just all the way down. But as it stands right now, I've just like picked up some things that I've liked here and there. And then, they asked me to build the decks before I came into the studio, so I just chose all the nice lands that I had.
Yeah.
So there's no real strategy here. It's just what's nice that I've got and have picked up over the years.
Huh. That really doesn't work well.
I ran out of all the nice lands when I started building Anthony's cube.
I can go out on my own terms. I'll play a Monastery Mentor, and I'll cast a Talisman of Hierarchy trigger.
I mean, yeah.
And pass the turn.
Did you want to get a white or black mana off your Caves of Koilos just to further go out on your own terms?
I don't. No, I'm gonna I'm gonna
Okay.
wait till next turn to do that.
Zalno, the typeface is
Draw.
Chap from a Type Foundry. What's the name of the Type Foundry? Now I'm going to blank on it. It's called Chap, CHAP, and it's a font that I had on my list of like fonts I wanted to use in a project somewhere, sometime for many years, and then
You did a whole website.
then I was like, I got to start a whole thing just so I can
do
use
a font?
Chap somewhere.
I'll play Chromatic Star.
Sure.
That'll trigger my thing.
Seems good.
Licensing the font is still by far our biggest expense, if you don't count building the studio, which is also my office, so it doesn't really count.
So you're at 3, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Transmogrids Crown, I believe, on my Walking Ballista.
Oh yeah, you can move that.
Yep, Schick Toika, you got it. There it is. Thank you for finding that on
I'll go
Google.
to combat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to attack with the gang.
Well, chump.
Chump block with your Monastery Mentor.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So this will die. That will not trigger. Oh, that will trigger the Morbid
So
Opportunist.
Anthony just takes 1, right?
1.
You take 1. I'll draw 2. 1 for the Transmogrant's Crown. 1 for the Morbid Opportunist.
Seems good.
All right. Second main phase. I'm going to follow up with a Ephemia, the Cacophony.
Ooh.
Going to my instep, I'll exile my Deadweight to make a 2/2 zombie.
Yuck.
I forgot.
It's like you know what this cube is all about.
Yeah.
And
I'm actually
just muddling my way through it.
I'm very excited about my deck.
I did pretty well last time we drafted this. What did I played Grixis?
Grixis Planeswalkers.
Probably like Wet Rakdos is probably what you call that.
That's a technical term, yes.
All right. Anything else?
Does this enter the battlefield tapped? Good.
Great. Glad that's untapped so you can block with it.
Oh, I'm glad you like Oh No Typeco. That's James is a acquaintance of mine from the industry.
Well, I'm at 2.
You're at 2.
You could just KCI off.
You could.
Oh.
Take 2.
You need to take 2 black to cast your Noxious Gearhulk. I mean, that would gain you some life.
Okay.
All right. Go into game 2. Go into some sideboarding. Anthony, do you want to talk through some sideboard options?
Yeah, so I'm just taking out some of the slower cards in my deck for anything that maybe will do anything. It'll be fine. I don't feel good about this matchup after game 1 at all.
James, that was kind of the nut sequence. Do you have any cards you're bringing in out of the sideboard?
Yeah, I'm taking out something that I think is pretty incidental in terms of its impact on the game for something that I think will hopefully do a number. I can, after I play this, I don't die to it. That's all I'll
I
say.
hope something
Hey,
different.
look at that.
I got to put it in my deck, though. That's important.
Sideboard this. I'm gonna look at the sideboard card, and then I'm gonna put it back over here
Yeah.
to the side.
It was all a fake out.
If anybody in chat knows why my OBS just randomly stops working in the middle of streaming, I'd love to get to the bottom of that one. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Technology, blessing and a curse. Blessing and a curse. I gotta say, Anthony, I think you did win the deck naming competition, so take that as a consolation.
Oh, great.
Even if you lost game one. I really like the deck name.
Thank you. So I can talk through my process a little bit. My strategy, basically, I looked at the cards in my deck, and I mushed 2 of the names together.
Don't be salty. It's a cool name.
Thank you.
I just like the word wet.
And I just cut all those 2 cards. Or did I?
Hi, Cube,
I think
Cube,
that's
Cube.
actually Jay's mostly the one that started the just wet whatever other 2 colors you're playing.
Yeah. Or you can, if you got red, you can be hot or on fire.
That's not a thing.
That's the thing. You can have dark. Man. I will be on the play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not good. If I wasn't streaming, if I didn't have to show my hand to people, I would definitely keep it.
One of those don't Thoughtseize me, bro.
Don't.
Don't Thoughtseize. I don't want you to see what I kept over here.
No, I gotta throw this away.
All right, I'm going to do the same.
Both players
Okay,
go
I'm
into
curious.
6 in game 2.
That
I have
card's not really
I have
doing
game
anything.
counts over here
No.
too. You're up
So-
1-0. Look at these game counts. Look at this. Boom. Oh, you know what? I haven't put them in the actual template anywhere. Oh well.
What kind of sleeves are you working with here?
Dragon Shield Petrol.
Nice. Really, the petrol.
Good
has a
table
really
talk.
Nice, smooth, greasy shuffle feel.
Good
I
table
need to
talk.
re-sleeve.
Really?
Oh yeah. These are since the ones that I've had since like the start of the cube. I don't know.
I mean, you got a little bit of a wave on the top.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not bad.
All right, I don't know why.
Hey, if you want to do a re-sleeving stream, people were enthusiastic about the one I did and also asked immediately that Anthony do it for his cubes.
Oh.
So,
Well, I just re-sleeved regular cube.
Cube. We have 4 of the decks built. The ones all 3 of us drafted, and then a 4th one if we want to audible into some extra matches, which I think we will. Because, even though the stream just shut down randomly a while ago, I promised it did a much better job planning and organizing tonight. So everything else is really well set up and ready to go. Anthony's keeping, putting a card on the bottom.
I think I'm going to keep as well.
Let's talk about how great the new Mulligan rule is. It's so much better than the old Mulligan rule.
Yeah. That's true.
All right, I'm keeping.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm putting back.
While James
Wanna
is
show
doing
my
that,
hand?
Anthony, let's see your hand.
I feel a lot better about this hand, so glad I mulliganed. Great job. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Zoe, I can't really compete.
So
And
I
then, James, you're deciding what to bottom over
Yeah, I
here?
think I'm going to bottom this. Even though it is pretty powerful, I don't think it actually does anything to the rest of my hand, no matter what else I would put back. So I think I'm just going to roll the dice and put this one on the bottom.
All right. Anthony on the play this time. We'll see if that makes a difference.
I'm going to lead off with a Hallowed Fountain tapped. Pass turn.
You don't want to shock it?
No.
Okay.
Again, I'll go to my own terms when I'm going out.
Past you. Oh, that's not
Yeah,
quite.
so
That's,
it's,
Ooh, okay, look out.
I was thinking about the
That's
future.
it's a cool
All right,
land.
I'll pass.
All right.
Opie, we will definitely do the Turbo Cube at some point. We're going to do different cubes every week. James is the local all-time point leader of the Turbo Cube. No, I'm sorry, of the regular cube.
The regular cube.
Turbo Cube is Allison. So we have to have Allison on maybe to play that.
I'm just gonna play this Glass Bull Mimic as a land.
Okay.
And it just tapped, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I will untap.
Yeah,
Draw
I'm
and rail
I'm
type.
always a bit louder than everyone else. I'll hold the mic further from my mouth.
Do you want me to twist some knobs?
No, I'll just hold it further from my mouth.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, though, Evan. I appreciate
just
the
gonna get
feedback.
Try and get aggressive. I'm just going to play Euphemia as a 2/1 flyer.
Okay.
And I'll pass to you.
I will untap, draw a card.
I know it's annoying, James. Sorry. It's hard to get used to playing with a mic in front of you.
It's fine. I just can't put cards right here.
Because you can't see them. Yeah.
Play Caves of Koilos. And I will pay 3, cast a Stone Coil Serpent for 3. And ship the turn.
That bad boy's got reach, right, Anthony?
It's got reach.
Okay. All right, we got there.
Wow.
All right. I'll go to 19.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I can only get a planes off of this.
Icopemia is a cool card.
I love Ephemia so much. I'm glad that I could find a home for I think it's just a neat little creature. All right. I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to take 2 life to cast Swift End on your serpent.
Hello, SR Jables. Sir Jabbles? Sir Jables?
I will... This will be on an adventure.
Welcome
I'm
to the
go
stream.
Combat and attack you for 2.
I'll take 2.
18.
Go ahead.
Untap. Draw on a card. I'll play an island.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Pay 4. Cast Urza.
I have
Lord
to move this now,
High
though.
Artificer.
Gotta figure.
You don't have a adventure zone. I will get a construct and pass the turn.
That's illegal. All right.
Really?
Urza pretty good.
It's your cube. If you want to ban
Oh.
cards during the game, you're allowed to do that, right?
It's not real. All right. Well, that was pretty
Don't
fine.
stop saying things are good.
I said fine.
Fine. You did. You tempered it a little bit. I heard it coming. And then
Nothing has reached anymore.
nothing
All right,
has.
I'm gonna come in for 2.
I should read this guy. I'll take 2.
Okay.
Thank you, chat. James is actually at 17 from the Swift End.
Yes.
Yes.
Anthony, your life total for James is wrong down there. There you go.
All right. I'm gonna soul transfer, exiling Urza.
Oh, that's no fun.
Removal good, chat.
Okay.
Removal
And
good.
past you.
That just exiles a creature. Nothing else?
Yes. If I control an enchantment and an artifact, I can raise dead something also.
Okay.
I like the enchantment and artifact combo matters stuff from Kamigawa. I
Big
think
fan.
I think it's a cool thing.
They did that in Eldraine as well, and since we're going back, yeah. Since we're going back, I'm hoping they're gonna bring it back. So I'll let you.
Ooh, I don't love that.
Opie, I did see that the initiative was being a big thing in Legacy. Let's get a closer look at these cards that Anthony's choosing from here. I guess they're upside down in that view, so we won't do that.
I'm gonna take the dead weight.
That makes sense.
I don't know if that's actually correct, but here we
mean,
are. I will attack you for 2.
All right. Yep. I'll take 2.
15. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's like breaking Legacy, but I think people get frustrated when commander cards are good in Legacy at all. So perhaps the breakedness is overstated.
We got Psy, Cleansing Nova, Dance of the Mans in the Graveyard. That's exactly not what I wanted to happen, but here we are.
I think you wanted to draw Cleansing Nova.
Yeah, and also don't want Dance of the Mans in the Graveyard. I want stuff in the graveyard to... I guess it's something that I don't have to worry about drawing now.
All right. White land for the turn.
I drafted this as well in Uberbear's Artifact Cube over CubeCon, and I never got to cast it.
Dance of the Mans.
Sad, yeah.
It's a sweet card. I'll attack for 2 in the air.
Yeah, I'll take 2.
All right.
Down to 14.
All right. I think second main phase, I'm going to cast this Walking Ballista on 2 counters.
The 4th land, so...
and I will pass the turn to you.
All right, untap. Draw on a card.
Cards in hand?
3.
Okay.
How many you got, James?
2.
Do I just want to do this?
My next task for the stream is to figure out how to get some royalty-free music streaming in here. Everyone on Twitter said they would prefer that, but also seems hard to find. I'm sure there's services for it, but I don't want to pay. It's got to be royalty-free music.
Go to combat.
Sure.
Attack for 4.
All right. Go to blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to block the construct.
Yep.
And I'll remove 1 counter to deal 1 damage to the Sculler.
Okay.
And I'll remove the second one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You get that. You take no damage. My guy is now a 1/1 again. I'm going to activate... Ooh, do I want to recast the Sculler?
Opie, I do not like the old border planeswalkers. I mean, they're kind of fun as a novelty, but fun in the same way that like the Phyrexian versions of cards are fun. I would never consider that readable for people that don't know exactly what the card does already.
Yeah, that was a misplay. I should have waited until end of turn and just taken the 2 damage.
Just going to recast the Sculler.
You know
I'll
what
take
my
one
hand-
of my caves. Yep, I will take the dead weight.
Yeah. Oops.
And pass the turn.
There were definitely some people in the no music team, Senor Jables.
No music?
All right, I'll go to combat.
Yep.
Attacking for 2. I will
All right,
play the Archon
Anthony
of
down
Sun's
to
Grace.
12.
Yes.
And pass to you.
Untap. Draw for turn. Play a swamp.
Hey, Ubercube. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for the follow, D Nolan 08.
Now what am I going to do?
Do you have any other artifact? Oh, you do.
I do, yeah.
What is the other artifact, Anthony?
It is a Stonecoil Serpent,
Oh, that's a good one.
which I'm going to go ahead and activate Emery targeting the Stonecoil Serpent and cast it for 5.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Fortunately, I still can't really attack you. Sorry, let's use +1/+1 counters here and keep this as my artifact tracker. And I will just pass the turn.
You're at 11, Anthony. When'd you take that one? And what from?
Caves?
Casting Sculler last turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Anthony, did you see there's a secret layer for
Sapperling?
December? It's all Sapperlings?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of Sapperlings?
I don't know,
I hope they
but
chose
Chad
good
is
ones.
saying so.
All right, I'm
Wow.
gonna immediately crack the clue that I get.
Shooting pool while watching Twitch. You're like the coolest person, Ubercube.
Wow.
It's not coming together.
Yeah, I
I
don't
will
really,
have to pass the turn.
I honestly don't get that, Jinro Bahar. I feel like
Untap.
print the rules text, you know? Make the card do what it says on the card.
Draw. Ooh.
Oh.
Buddy.
Every time anybody says buddy, I just think, buddy, they won't let me F the flag. They won't even let me F the flag.
I'll play a Bloodstained Mire. I'm going to think if there's anything important about sequencing that I need to think about here. I don't think so. I'm going to pay 3. Boop. I'm going to cast a Monastery Mentor.
Oh boy, more stuff's happening.
I'm going to crack the Bloodstained Mire. Go to 10.
Anthony's at 10.
Do I get a Fetid Pools? No, let's get basic Swamp.
Thank you, Uber.
We're having fun though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you?
Tap
That's
the
the
swamp.
question.
I will push your Archon trigger.
That's illegal. Yep.
You keep saying things are illegal, and I'm trusting you more than
Listen,
I
I don't
should.
make the rules. I
Push-
just make the rules.
Push that Pegasus so hard it died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right off. Well,
It should
it's actually
really...
an Archon, so you push them off the Pegasus.
Okay, sorry, James.
Yes.
Push the Archon off. I mean, it actually is much more of a flavor win there.
All right, so now do I want to potentially trade my construct? Sure, let's go to combat. Attack you for 8. Don't look at that graveyard. That's illegal.
Okay.
You're allowed to look at the graveyard, James.
I will double block the construct, I suppose.
You suppose?
I suppose.
Okay. Trades?
Wait a minute. You lied. It's a 3/3, right?
3, yeah.
You didn't lie. It just didn't count. Okay, that's also fine. We're not winning this game anyways.
Okay. I will remove my artifact number counter. And
How much damage did you take, James, just now?
That's a great question.
5.
Down to 10.
Pass the turn.
All right.
As a reminder, James, you may concede at any moment as a special action.
Yeah.
You may also use the restroom. It's in the rules.
That you may not know.
On stream?
I mean, don't use the restroom on stream.
Whoa. It's in the rules.
Is that like a new category or something? All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and concede
You
to the
don't wanna
game.
let me attack you?
You know,
It's gonna be great. I should just let you concede. Just like giving you outs.
I'll draw a card.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'm going to take...
Is it a card that I don't think is in my deck that somehow saves me?
Yeah, just let me side in. You said you had Cleansing Nova in your sideboard?
I don't have to tell you that, but it
Okay.
is in my graveyard.
Right,
I do have to
okay,
tell you that part.
He's back from an adventure. He's here to watch the end
Oh,
of the
you got him.
world. I will pass the turn to you.
I know why I can't hear myself. I just remembered that. Is this going to break the entire... No, this is
will-
not going to break anything. I'm confident.
Cling to Dust, targeting. Let's read this card. What kind of non-creature spells you got in there?
I got 2 lands and a soul transfer.
Let's get rid of that soul transfer, and I will draw a card
Turning a soul to dust, huh?
and get a monk. Do I also want to... I can't do that again because it gets more expensive when you escape it.
It feels vaguely blasphemous.
Untap.
There we go. That's what I need to do.
Untaps. Draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You're at 10,
James is at
I
10.
don't have to answer that question.
so this could be...
I will.
let's do
Thank you.
3. This could be 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty sure you're just dead here, right? Let's find out. I'll go to combat. Attack you with the team.
All right, I'll block there.
Sure, I will
Fog.
cling
fog,
to dust.
Fog.
Sure.
Exile. You have another non-creature spell? there?
I believe I've got
You can
2
get
lands left.
as well.
Yes, you can.
Cool. Let's get one of your lands.
You got a preference?
No.
Cling to Dust is
draw
an
a
escape card, not a flashback card. So you exile other cards from your graveyard, not Cling to Dust.
Thank you. How many is it? 5.
Okay, so let's see. We're taking 4, 7, 9. No, 4, 7,
12.
12. No,
12.
I'm blocking here.
Yeah.
You're going to gain 2, though.
I gain 2.
So you
I
go to
10.
exactly 0.
You got exactly 0.
Matt checks out.
All right.
All right.
On to game 3.
Wow.
Anthony pulling it out. Anthony, were any of those cards you played your sideboard cards?
Well, a sideboard card went in my graveyard. Actually, I did bring in Cling to Dust just as like more cheap stuff to do.
Going to game 3. James, what happened there? Your first game was so good. Did your deck just stumble?
No, I made a misplay where I should have just taken the 4 damage and then removed both of the counters at the instep so that Emery couldn't get the Tidehollow Scholar back, which was pretty bad because you immediately got the Tidehollow Scholar back. I traded that card for basically nothing. And then I also had a turn where I played a land and then cracked the clue, where I should have just cracked the clue and see what I'd drawn, because I drew an Urza's Saga, which would have triggered Constellation.
Zoe, in that episode of Drive to Work, Zoe's talking about the Designing for an Eternal World episode of Drive to Work. It's really rough, honestly.
It is.
Have you listened to this,
I
James?
feel bad for
It's just Mark Rosewater talking about like the challenges of designing cards for Commander, but the way he talks about it, you can tell that he gets bullied so much by Commander players. Like he just keeps saying I'm not saying that we can't do it. I'm not saying we'll never do it. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that it's really hard.
When your format is... I shouldn't do a Mark Rosewater voice on stream.
This one I can't edit, so if you do it, it's out there.
It's there forever. The problem is when your format's based on the outliers and the mistakes we've made, and then you want more of those mistakes, and it's like...
But the mistakes are okay. It's okay to like the mistakes. Yeah, it was kind of rough.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Null Bitmap says it's a pretty good Morrow. And welcome to the chat, Null Bitmap.
That was my level 1 Morrow. I can dial it up to
How many levels
6
are
or
there?
7.
When Anthony's a few drinks in, the levels of Morrow also go up.
Do they just like slip out, or do you have to like don it? You know, is there always like a little Morrow inside of you that's like trying to get out?
Yeah. I feel like inside me is just a vast palette of white men.
Hey, you also have a pretty good Julia Child. She's a white lady.
Oh, that's true. I can do Carl Sagan.
Ender Wiggin, thanks for the follow.
That was what... Give the people what they want.
I sometimes listen to Drive to Work to fall asleep too, Evan, though. It's not the best because he's not exactly
Well,
like,
I'm not keeping this,
ASMR and you just sleep.
I will keep my hand.
Wow.
I
Once
should
you
have
lay
said
it
that
out-
first.
once you lay it
'cause
out
I'm
for
gonna
people.
go ahead and take the play.
Yeah.
And I guess
That
I'll
makes sense. That makes sense.
just show this banger of a hand I've got.
Push up a little higher for the people,
Yeah.
James.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm very excited about doing this turn 1.
I mean,
Don't like the sound of that.
So
I'll give Anthony one clue, which is that it's definitely in contention for my top favorite card of all time.
Thraben Inspector.
That is,
Always
you're
be
thinking,
Thraben.
you are thinking of J-Bro.
It's true. I get you too confused.
I am not J-Bro.
I get you too. The person that I, have known very well for 15 years and
Yeah, the
a streamer. I know.
ASMR stands for Audio Stimulating Mark Rosewater. Woo!
Oh God, this is
Happy
rough.
Monday, everybody.
This is rough. Do I keep this? Just tell me. Do I keep this?
Exactly, Evan. Yeah, it's like he is very repetitive, which is good. Like I'm really glad that Mark Rosewater is repetitive on the show because it helps people that are new get caught up. Doesn't like take a bunch of knowledge for granted. But I have heard a lot of it a lot of times. So
I'm kind of on the fence about this. I do get to draw 2 cards.
Anthony
before
currently
turn
thinking
2.
about going to 5 in a pivotal game 3.
I don't know. I feel like either way, I'm gonna risk it.
for the biscuit.
We're trying to have fun, Donald.
Gonna risk it. Take it away.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and so
I guess actually.
the question is, what do I? Okay, I'll just show you this at the very least. I'm doing
Showing
that.
it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
What are
I'm
you doing?
playing this, and
What
now
is
I'm
that?
just.
That's a
This
Chrome
is a
Mox.
Chrome
That's a
Mox.
Chrome Mox.
So
I'm
That's the
not familiar with
promo
that
Chrome
illustration.
Mox.
So I'm just trying to figure out what it is I'm going to be
Okay.
imprinting underneath it.
Do you have to imprint something?
If
No,
I,
you don't have to.
You can just play it
Oh.
as an artifact. If you just need an artifact.
I can also choose a color, like an artifact.
And
Yeah,
then
okay,
it makes
okay.
nothing. It makes no colors.
I
Yeah.
hadn't considered that.
There's a lot of options here that you should consider.
All right, I'm going to put this Elspeth's Nightmare underneath
Okay,
there.
that seems good.
Yeah. All right, then I'm going to play this Plains for turn. I'm going to
Okay.
tap the Chrome Mox and the Plains to play a Dark Confidant.
Woo!
And I will pass the turn.
Yuck. All right, I'll draw a card.
My favorite start. A turn 1 Dark
Island go.
Confidant.
Love it. All right, I will untap. Trigger.
Trigger.
Ooh. I'm gonna
Land.
take
Never-
no
never didn't have it.
damage. Draw for turn.
Wow. I mean,
Love to see it.
yeah.
I mean, that is the kind of play you want off of a turn 1 Chrome Mox.
Yeah.
That's true.
You want to
It's
start
true.
recouping that card
Absolutely.
disadvantage because this environment is not super unfair, so you're going to
Yeah.
need to have some kind of cards.
Yeah, I'm going to go to combat, and
Yeah.
I'm going to attack you for 1.
And for the record, you cannot imprint an artifact. It is against the
Oh.
rules.
Oh, really?
Non-artifact, non-land. You learn something new every day.
It is a 2-1. I was gonna. You said attack for 1.
Oh,
Two.
sure, sure.
Put you to 18.
I was like, that's a Dark Opposite
That's
2-1,
fine.
but I don't want to
That's
look like
fine.
a complete
So
fool.
I'm excited about this card against you.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to play a Ranger Captain of Eos.
Okay, cool.
Who, buddy?
Gets all of my...
It's like
I'm
James.
sorry.
It's like James was on the super play.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
like
sorry that
2
you're
turns
wasting-
ahead.
You're wasting this great start on my hand that we'll see if I do anything
right.
next turn.
All right, I'm going to go get this Thraben Inspector.
Always be Thraben.
Yep.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
This is a new fun game, a new fun way to torture Andy.
I will pass the turn after
All right, I will untap upkeep. I will draw this card and say go.
Oh, buddy!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Trigger.
We are gonna waste James's
Wow.
James's
Oh, you're
extreme
wasting
pop
your
off.
Draw for
Great
turn.
start. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Should we just go to the single player view?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
Great. Just watch James Goldfish.
Go ahead, James. How much
So
damage you
I'm
can do this
fighting
time?
the first boss
Yeah,
of the video
you're
game
fighting
today.
against this life total.
Yeah. I'll take 2. So far, my opponent is winning.
Well, actually, sorry. I
oh.
flipped my life total in front of you so that
I
it
see,
would
I
be
see, I
the
see.
on
Okay,
camera.
I'm sorry.
assuming,
We're
does the
tied
camera
right
actually
now.
end right there?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, we're tied.
We're tied.
The score is all tied.
I'm going to go to combat and attack for 5.
Yeah, I'll take 5.
13.
Second main phase. I'm going to play a Bitter Blossom
Oh,
and a
wow.
Ballista on 1.
More ways that you can damage
Maybe
yourself.
James will just accidentally die to
that's-
Dark Confidant Bitter Blossom.
We've all seen it happen.
Right.
That would be a
the
neat
Promised
trick.
End. Revealed off the top.
I mean,
I'll pass
one of the questions in chat is James playing Emrakul?
It's in the cube. It's not in my pool.
I'll play a Bloodstained Mire.
Never cool. The Promised End is in the cube? That's the one.
Promised End.
The Promised End, not
The
Aeon's Torrent. Yeah,
Delirium-ish
Delirium
one.
one. Yeah.
I'm going to 12. I'm going to get a basic swamp.
Chat believes in you. They say you're still in this, Anthony.
Thank you. Chat's wrong, but
I mean, a Toxic Deluge next turn could be pretty good. Probably not next turn, actually. You'll be pretty low. Toxic Deluge
yeah.
this turn would be good. Can you do that?
Sure can't, but I can damage myself.
Welcome to the chat,
I'll
Ender
play
Wiggin.
Talisman.
Yeah, if only I had an advantage bar, I'd put
Say
it
go.
fully on
Okay,
Anthony's
I got a
side.
couple triggers in my upkeep.
I'll go to my triggers phase.
I'm gonna go get a fairy token.
Trigger. Yeah.
Lose a life, get a guy.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.
It takes some getting used to, those big mics in front of you.
Yeah.
If I had infinite money, I'd have lav mics, but they're crazy expensive.
All right, and then trigger for the Dark
For good
Confidant. Oof, take 4.
Ooh, take 4. Yeah.
Down to 13.
That's the way I could lose the game. Draw a card.
Yeah, you could just play that and then not do anything for 4
That's-
turns. That seems good.
Seems decent. All right.
12.
I'm so sad.
Why are you sad?
Because
Taking 1. You're going to
I'm
12.
gonna go get an island with my Flooded Strand. I'm gonna play Zera the Enchanter, and it's not gonna get to do anything.
Oh, just think if you had played a... I mean, you could... No, because the Touch the Spirit Realm is only It's only creatures, right? You can't exile a talisman with it.
I believe it is artifacts and creatures.
Oh, well. I'm just saying, that's an option.
Zer.
I'll go to combat. And
Okay.
I will attack for
I'm going
6.
to allow this. I'll take 6. Go to 6.
Okay. I'll pass the turn. In your upkeep, I'm going to sack the Ranger Captain of Eos, so you can't cast non-creature spells this turn.
Very well.
Mix your deluge window. There it goes.
I'm going to play an island, which I have always had and had full confidence that I would have. It was no problem at all. Great. I'll play Urza.
You got it.
And pass the turn.
Okay.
Where'd Karn go? Oh, he's in the back here. Chilling.
All right.
Down
lose
to
another
11
life.
off of the trigger from Bitter Blossom.
Trigger on my Dark Confidant. No damage. Thank
rude.
goodness. So close. All right. I'm going to play a land for turn. Okay.
It's a little bit, tiny, itty bitty bit of buzzing, which I think is coming through. It's definitely in my headphones, and I think it's probably in the audio feed too. It's like really tiny, but I got to find the source of it. And
Which of my things are you going to destroy first?
Well, I'm just trying to decide if I want to deal... Yeah, I'm going to deal 4 damage to you.
Okay.
down to 2.
Yeah.
Would you like to win the game or draw 2 cards? It's up to you.
Trigger, I'm going to go get a removal spell, so I'll get to touch the Spirit Realm to exile your boy.
You can
Or
also,
actually-
you can also just, you're going to deal Zer flies, right? So you're going to deal 1 to me.
Yeah, I'm
and
going to
then
get
you can-
Michiko's Reign of Truth. To...
That seems necessary. Great. All right. I'll take 1, and then you want to shoot me?
This is flying, right?
Yeah.
So it's huge.
Oh, sure. I don't know what that card
Okay.
does. Wow.
It's game, baby.
Wow, what a game.
Well, that was kind of a, you know, I need to get that sound effect on the soundboard.
It could
But
have been worse, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, if you're going to have bad draws, you might as well have them in games where you were never going to win anyway, because that was a disgusting curve on James's part.